Eco Money on Money FM 89.3.
This is Eco Money on Money FM 89.3. I'm Rachel Kelly. Now, Temasek has launched its inaugural sustainability report. The state-owned investment firm says that this brings together its disclosures and tracks progress, taking into consideration the disclosure requirements issued by the International Sustainability Standards Board. In its latest review, just announced this week, Temasek says it deployed 3 billion Singapore dollars into investments aligned with the sustainable living trend. Now, this comprises sustainability-focused investments and climate transition investments, covering key focus areas such as food, water, waste, energy, materials, clean transportation, and the built environment. Speaking at the Temasek Review media session, Alpin Mehta, who's the head of real estate and deputy head private equity fund investments at Temasek International, says sustainability is at the core of everything Temasek does.
Our efforts are underpinned by our 3 pathways. Number 1, to invest for a low carbon economy. Some examples here include Electric Hydrogen, an electrolyzer company, and Ola Electric, an electric two-wheeler manufacturer. Number 2, we encourage decarbonization efforts in our portfolio companies. Singapore Airlines, PSA, and Sembcorp are such examples. And number 3, we enable carbon market solutions. We do this through our platforms Gen Zero and CIX. In order to achieve our sustainability goals, partnerships are essential. We build strategic partnerships to build capabilities and deploy capital across growth stages. We formed a partnership with Breakthrough Energy and Enterprise Singapore to set up a fellowship program to enhance capabilities and scale climate tech solutions in Southeast Asia. We partnered BlackRock to form decarbonization partners. In April this year, it announced the close of its $1.4 billion funding round.
Now, some examples of Temasek's sustainability investments include electric vehicle companies Mahindra Electric Automobile in India and BYD in China. Sustainable battery solutions provider Send Elements in the US, and more recently in May this year, Temasek partnered Brookfield to invest in Neon, a French-based global renewable energy company. So taking a look at Temasek's portfolio, what does all of this mean? Well, overall, as at the end of March 2024, investments that are aligned with the sustainable living trend represented 12% of Temasek's net portfolio value. Now, on the carbon emission front, Temasek says it's to reduce net carbon emissions attributable to its portfolio to half of its 2010 levels by 2030, with the ambition to achieve net zero by 2050. So far, total portfolio emissions decreased by 6 million tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent on year. Temasek has also raised its internal carbon price by 30%. Now, on funding the energy transition, Connie Chan, who's the head of financial services at Temasek International, shared that part of Temasek's sustainability strategy is to be active in the sustainable finance space.
Part of our sustainability strategy is also to be active in the sustainable finance space, because there is a lot of sustainable financing that's required in the region, and there's a gap in terms of climate financing. As we mentioned, we have partnered with others to try to bridge that climate financing gap. One example is Pentagreen, which is a sustainable infrastructure debt financing platform that we set up together with HSBC. Now, even though it's been less than 2 years since we set it up, we're actually very excited about the growth prospects as well as the impact that Pentagreen can make. Now, Pentagreen's mandate is to finance situations that are considered marginally bankable or those that are just kind of outside the remit of traditional lenders. And for example, last year, they financed a solar developer in the Philippines to finance a portfolio of 6 solar projects, which had gross capacity of 490 megawatts. And then only just last week, they also announced another transaction with a company called Beckus to finance a portfolio of 14 waste-to-energy projects, mostly in Indonesia as well as parts of Southeast Asia and India. So we see a lot of potential with Pentagreen targeting that sustainable infrastructure space where some of these projects may not get the access to financing, and so we just feel that it's very important to try to tackle this climate financing gap because there's going to be a lot more financing needs to transition Asia towards a greener economy. So that's one example. We've also been active with the MAS, their initiative on called FAST-P, Financing Asia's Transition Partnership, which is a blended finance approach to try to partner together with private sector, public sector, as well as philanthropy in a blended finance approach to also basically catalyze financing for sustainable and transition finance in the region. So this is going to be, I think, a growing market in Asia because a lot of financing is going to be needed. And so we're very excited about the prospects here.
Yeah, I just want to add that what we are doing here is only a tip of the iceberg. But what we hope to show is to put something together, create a framework where more people could also join. So be a little bit more catalytic in our approach so that more institutions and funds will come to support this effort because transition to a greener energy is really what we need.
Ending that soundbite was Chia Song Hui, who's the Deputy Chief Executive Officer at Temasek International. I'm Rachel Kelly, and you've been listening to Eco Money on Money FM 89.3. I'll be back with you next week for more eco news and views.